Capitalism is the perfect economic system. Karl Marx, as a university student, joined a movement known as the Young Hegelians, who strongly criticized the political and cultural establishment of the day. He became a journalist, and the radical nature of his writings would eventually get him expelled by the governments of Germany, France, and Belgium. In 1848, Marx and fellow German thinker Friedrich Engels published the Communist Manifesto, which introduced their concept of socialism as a natural result of the conflicts inherent in the capitalist system. Marx later moved to London, where he would live for the rest of his life. In 1867, he published the first volume of Capital, in which he led his vision of capitalism and its inevitable tendencies towards self-destruction, and took part in the growing international workers' movement based on his revolutionary theories. Lectures in 750, he met and became lifelong friends with Scottish philosopher and economist David Hume. Adam Smith, however, began a series of public lectures at the University of Edinburgh in 1748. Through these lectures in 1750, he met and became lifelong friends with Scottish philosopher and economist David Hume. This relationship led to Smith's appointment to the Glasgow faculty in 1751. In 1759, Smith published The Theory of Moral Sentiments, a book which main contention is that human morality depends on sympathy between the individual and other members of a society. On the heels of the book, he became the tutor of the future Duke of Buccleuch and traveled with him to France, where Smith and other eminent thinkers of his day, such as Benjamin Franklin and French economist Turgot. Karl Marx's most famous work was the Communist Manifesto with Friedrich Engels, and was exiled to London when he wrote his first volume of Das Kapital. The Communist Manifesto reflects an attempt to explain the goals of communism as well as the underlying the movement. It argues the class struggles of the exploitation of one class and another, and are the motivating force behind all historical developments. Class relationships are defined by an era's means of production. However, eventually these relationships cease to be compatible with the developing forces of production. At this point, a revolution occurs and a new class emerges as the ruling one. The process represents the mark of history as driven by larger economic forces.
Adam Smith's most famous work. He's become famous by his influential book, The Wealth of Nations. First published in 1776, the book offers one of the world's first collected descriptions of what builds nations' wealth, and is today a fundamental work in classical economics. By reflecting upon the economics at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the book touches upon such broad topics as the division of labor, productivity, and free markets.
Capitalism pros. It monopolizes our power, also has the monopsony power, and ignores all social benefits. Capitalism cons. Economic freedom, and it helps political freedom. Its efficiency and economic growth.
Communism pros and cons. Pros: it can take away class systems, decrease unemployment rates, provides all citizens with all their basic needs. Cons: it can fuel poverty, it's anti-ambition, it can be just as corrupt as capitalism. Quote: reasons has always existed, but not always in a reasonable form. Karl Marx. Man is an animal that makes bargains. No other animal does this. No dog exchanges bones with another. Adam Smith.
And that's capitalism, the perfect economic system.